Hello and welcome to my first Q&A here on YouTube. My name is Hulda and I am an Icelandic powerlifter and a vegan, if you did not know. If you're not following my channel and you just stumbled across this video, I'm going to answer questions about veganism and powerlifting and obviously just myself. I will answer 4 questions today and I was asked to talk about one topic also. So let's get started. Questions were about food and what I eat and how I eat. And the first question that I'm going to answer is about what do I eat before and after training, if I have some kind of strategy. I train 2 times a day. It's just because it fits in my schedule. I would love to train only once a day, like have a long one session, but the fact is that I can't train that way. So I wake up at 5 o'clock every morning and walk to my morning training, and I'm finished around 7:30, and then I have to be back at home at 8 o'clock to take my daughter to kindergarten. And I don't even have the time to eat straight away after practice. So what I do is the first meal that I have is breakfast, and what I have in mind when I'm eating breakfast is that it's low in fat. So the reason why I do that is because when I train, I use the glycogen storages of my muscle, and I have to get them back as fast as possible. Or I like to do that because I have a second training session that same day. So I want to eat something that is high in carbs, has protein, but low in fat, so that glycogen will go as quickly as possible into my muscles again. So I go fasted to my morning training at 5 a.m. because nobody wants to eat at 5 a.m. in the morning. It's too early. But for my second training that day, I eat lunch. So I eat around 12:30 my lunch, and I'm at training at 1:30 or at 2 o'clock. And what I think about, or what I have in mind with my lunch, is that it is high in complex carbs. So complex carbs are something that they don't go quickly into your bloodstream, and they keep the energy at the same level for a long time. So complex carbs are like rice or beans, bread, something like that. So I have rice or beans or quinoa even, or something like that at my lunch. And I also have something that is rich in protein and with a little amount of fat also. So tofu is kind of my favorite. So like lunch could be beans and tofu and vegetables. And I might also have a little bit of fruit and maybe some nut butter like tahini or peanut butter or even avocado. But it's really not like, I don't really think that much about it what I'm eating. So after my second training, it's around 4 o'clock and I have to eat something. Sometimes I take something with me to training, like a protein powder and a fruit, and I think that it's a great meal after training because most of the time I'm not really hungry, but I guess I have to eat something. It's not that important. I have a high body fat percentage, so it's not that important, but I do that sometimes, take protein powder with me and fruit. If I get back home without eating at my training, it's the same. It's protein powder and fruit. And I don't think people have to use protein powder, but I really love to supplement with it because I think it tastes great. So making a frozen banana chocolate protein smoothie is something that I really enjoy after my training. So I think that it's great to go fasted to morning training. I think it's great when you wake up early and you really don't have to eat if you have to eat something, I think a little piece of fruit would be great, or even nut butter would be great. Before long training sessions or long heavy training sessions, I think it's important to have complex carbs, because they go that slowly into the bloodstream and they keep the energy levels high but not like tops in them. And I think it's important that when you're done with all your training, that you have simple carbs to, you know, get that glycogen storages up in your muscles. And also protein is important to eat when you train a lot. So the second question is totally related to what I was saying, and that is, what is your favorite post-workout meal? And that is protein smoothie with bananas, like chocolate protein smoothie. The third question that I got was about how I manage when I go and compete internationally and go to a country that isn't that vegan friendly. Specifically asked about Czech Republic. Is it called Czech Republic or just Czech? Okay, I don't know. I went to Czech, and I went to this town or city called Pilsen. I didn't travel a lot there. I looked like up on the world map. My geography is like, I'm sorry about how unknowledgeable I am about geography, but I know where Czech Republic is, or Czech. It's probably just called Czech. Okay, whatever. When you travel somewhere and you are competing, where it is important that you keep your nutrition on track and that you eat healthily and right, how do you manage? Okay, did we get the question right? Okay, so what I do when I go competing internationally, is that what I do when I go and compete internationally in a different country where I have to travel, I take food with me. I take like these food items that are really easy to use and that is really easy to travel with. So my favorite thing to travel with is Lenny's and Larry's protein cookies. I think that is a great option for me to take with me. Adonis, like these nut bars, which are called Adonis. I really love taking that with me, especially during the flight. I also take with me TVP, because I can add TVP to anything, so I get my protein in. So if there are options of having soy milk or almond milk or oat milk or whatever plant milk there is available, or even better, if there's a yogurt available in the country, then I can add TVP to that, and then I'm set. Then I just have to have fruit, TVP, and some kind of milk product, like plant milk product, like yogurt or milk. What else do I take? I take with me protein powder, so I can just shake it in water. And yeah, and I really manage just with that. Like I have protein powder, TVP, Lenny's and Larry's cookies, and Adonis bars, and yeah, and then I can buy plant milk and maybe even yogurt and fruits and vegetables. And you can like get salads at most places, so you just ask for salad with nothing on it, and then you have something with you. Oh yeah, and roasted peas and roasted beans. They were really great with traveling. So, but I think that when I was in Pilsen, in Czech, it wasn't that hard at all. I had my things with me, my food with me, like the TVP, and they had Alpro yogurt, which is my favorite, so I could add like TVP to Alpro yogurt. And what else? yeah, they even had plant milk so I could have my coffee. And of course they had fruits and veggies, and I really don't need that much. So yeah, take food with you, make things work. So the fourth question that I got was, what do I do when people constantly try to irritate me or constantly push my point and push my feelings to the limit? So I totally understand where this question is coming from. I know that many vegans and many new vegans have trouble with their friends and family, and their family and friends don't really respect boundaries with comments and questions. So the best thing I think that we can do as vegans, or even if in any situation, this is not just a vegan problem or something that you tackle only when you're vegan, but when somebody is disrespecting you, pushing the boundaries and irritating you, the best thing you can do is explain to them that they are hurting your feelings. And if they think that that is funny, then you just tell them that you don't want to be around them and you avoid them until they get it. So tell them how you feel. Like, say you're really irritating me, or these questions or these comments, they are you are belittling me. This is disrespectful, and yeah, you're hurting my feelings. So just be honest. Just be as honest as possible when you talk to the people around you. Now, if this is someone who works with you, tell them that you don't owe them any explanation. You don't have to be around them, and try to answer them as calmly and as nicely as possible. So kind of kill them with kindness, although they don't deserve it. If this is so uncomfortably over the limit, or they are just really disrespectful or rude, talk to someone else about it. Check if someone can help you with this. Like, say it's at your job, then talk to your boss. Say something like, okay, these are my opinions, they don't have anything to do with my job, but my coworker blah 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 is really irritating me and pushing my boundaries, and I don't like it. Can you help me with it? So yeah, so just use your words and be as nice as possible. Kill people with kindness and be honest. Tell them how you feel. Did I say that? Am I repeating myself really often? That might be. So the fifth thing that I was asked to talk about is time management. And it's really funny why I was asked this question, or asked to like talk about this. It's because not so long ago, a vigil was held here in Iceland outside of a slaughterhouse in the southern part of the country, and those that those that held the event, they had event on Facebook, and some carnists started commenting on this event, saying like things like, don't you have anything better to do with your time? Why don't you work? Are you living on taxpayers' money to do this? So they were like saying something like they thought people that go to a vigil, that spend 2 hours outside a slaughterhouse, don't work or don't do anything else. And I answered these people saying, like, you know, if you think that 2 hours of one day, like you have 24 hours in a day, and you think 2 hours of that day means that you don't have a job, if you spend that like standing somewhere outside, that you don't have a job because of that, then you really need to learn how to manage your time. You really have to learn time management. And it's so true. If people think like, if you spend 2 hours doing something that you think is fun or is your hobby or is your interest, that you don't do anything else, that is really ridiculous. Because I mean, you have 24 hours a day, you have 7 days a week, and you have 52 weeks every year. 2 hours spent doing something different, something that interests you and something that is important, is not a lot of time. So I mean, people spend more time in front of the television watching fake news, or I mean, watching some episodes that don't leave anything for them. So I mean, standing outside the slaughterhouse for 2 hours shouldn't be that much. But yeah, I answered these people and I got asked to talk about time management because of this comment. And of course, I mean, I have many things that I have to do throughout the day. I have my training, I have to work, and I have to take care of my daughter, and also I have a marriage. So I have responsibilities, and I have to prioritize what is the most important things. And that is definitely all these 4 things. So what I do is I wake up earlier than most people do to go to my training, and I have to separate my training into 2 sessions because I don't have time for a long session because I have a daughter and work. So I wake up earlier for my morning training, and then I have to take care of my child, and then I have work, and then I train again. And then when I have my daughter, when I pick her up after my second training session, we have time for ourselves to do whatever we want to do. And most people have this time. Like, she is now in the sofa sleeping because she was so tired, and when I finish this, I'm going to wake her up and we're going to make dinner together, and then we're going to play and do something fun. And I mean, while we are eating, I can talk to her and also edit this video. And when I had my breakfast, I was like scheduling this, like how I would have my day. I thought like, okay, I have to do this Q&A tonight. Okay, that's on my schedule. How will I manage to do that? So, I mean, it's so easy to say I don't have the time, but really, if you think you don't have the time, you're just making up excuses. So I really understand that sometimes it is hard, or I don't want to use the word hard, but sometimes it gets more complicated doing things like train, if you don't train and you just want to train for your health. I mean, I've set up here on our TV YouTube videos, dancing videos, and me and my daughter have danced in the living room together. So if training is something that you can't do because you don't have the time, because you have to take care of your children, do that. If you can't train because you have so long business calls on your phone, I mean, walk while you're on the phone. So I mean, you can fit everything into your schedule. Maybe it's a bit harder if you are the president, but you should be able to do it. So I got more than 4 questions and 1 topic to talk about, but I thought that it would be kind of an overkill if I would talk for 2 or 3 hours answering questions. And I really wanted to answer the questions like fully. So I would give every single question my attention, like full attention. I will probably do this Q&A thing again with the other questions that I got. And of course, if you have got any questions for me, you can always send me questions both on my Instagram and probably here too. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.